It's a stressor. If I don't hard enough, smart enough, dreams will come true. And of course, that puts a lot of pressure on a person. And if the dreams do come true, those people tend to be proud. And when they don't come true, they tend to be riddled with guilt. If I'd only been smarter, if I'd only been worked harder, if I'd only made a different choice, because it's my fault, the dream hasn't happened. Right? Because if it's up to you, and you can do it, and it didn't. You know what else the stressor believes? Not only that they can get it done, it's up to them. The stressor also believes that in order for their life to be a good life, their dream has to come true. If those dreams don't happen, my life may not even be worth living. My life will not be a good enough life. They have to happen or it's like a total waste. Which means when some dreams don't materialize, despair, depression, giving up. Can I let you into a secret? Here it is. None of us have the power to make our dreams come true. Because we're not omnipotent. And we're not omniscient. We're finite and limited and broken up and dysfunctional in so many ways. None of us have the power to make it so that our dreams will come true. And oftentimes our dreams, even righteous dreams, even dreams inspired by God, may not happen. Or happen true. There's another category of person when it comes to dreams. Let's call these people pursuers. Pursuers have dreams. Righteous dreams. But the pursuer knows that in order for those dreams to happen, there are things that God has to do that's beyond his or her control. There are things other people have to do beyond his or her control. And the pursuer knows that the only thing he or she can do is just be obedient, to just create the right kind of environment, to do the right kind of things, to give that dream the best chance of actually happening. They don't assume responsibility for making the dream happen. They assume responsibility for doing their job to create an environment so it can happen. Because they know so much is out of their control. How many of you in here are gardeners? You just like to garden. You grow, you know. I mean, when you plant a garden, when do you plant it? January? When do you plant it? November? No, you put it in the spring, right? I'm not a gardener, but I believe that's true. And you dig up the soil and you plant it at the right time of the year and you water it, and maybe you fertilize it, and maybe you weed it, and maybe you do something to keep bugs off of it or rabbits out of it. Because what you're doing is you're creating an environment. You're doing everything you can do to make sure that those fruits and vegetables or whatever can actually grow. But can you make them grow? Well, no, that's really not dependent on me. That's God, and that's due to other factors. And I can create an environment that gives it the best chance. And that's what the pursuer does. It is, I cannot make my dreams happen any more than I can make a plant grow, but I can create an environment that's most conducive to it happening, this righteous dream that I have. You know what else the pursuer believes? The pursuer believes that life can be really, really good just by pursuing the dream, even if the dream itself never fully materializes. Book of Hebrews, chapter 11. Christians have a habit of nicknaming this chapter 11 of Hebrews the section where the heroes of the faith are listed. Because it talks about some people whose lives and exploits are recorded in the Bible who are like, man, these are men above men and women above women. Right? I mean, they did incredible things. They led people. They delivered people. They started nations. They built temples. They conquered bad people. They delivered good people. I mean, these are heroes. These people had awesome lives. We want to be like them. Look what it says in Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 13. To not miss the point, this is stated twice. First time is in verse 13. It says, all these people were still living by faith when they died. They did not receive the things promised. They only saw them and welcomed them from a distance. It says it again in verse 39 of the same chapter. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what they had been promised. There was a call of God in their lives. There's things that God said, I want to use you to accomplish. And they gave themselves to the pursuit of that. They were obedient. They did their job. But that thing, that ultimate dream, was not realized by the time they died. So let me ask you a question. Was their life diminished? Was their life impoverished? Was their life insignificant? Abraham, Noah, Joseph, David, the prophets, all these guys are like, they're the rock stars of the Bible. Yeah, they didn't realize the full extent of the dream. But they pursued it. And that's what makes for an awesome life. See, and that's the point. The point that if we will obediently pursue with all of our being the dream God has, the pursuit itself is what forges significance. And then the outcomes, our efforts are up to God, and in some cases others. It's the pursuit that matters. By the way. They died. Somebody took what they did and they built on it, and by building on what they did, the dream got fully realized. You see, if the dreams you have are inspired by God, they will outlive you. And somebody else will take everything that you have done, every ounce of effort, every good-hearted act of trying to do something righteous in life. Other people will take what you have done and they will build on that to bring something into being. We just have to play our role. If we really want to deal with disappointment in life, we have to learn how to lament. We have to get it out. And we have to learn how to die to our dreams without giving up on them. By becoming a pursuer and not a stressor. Listen to me. Self-revelation. I had become a stressor. I began assuming responsibilities for outcomes rather than simply assuming responsibility for being obedient to God and doing whatever I could to create the environment, and what happens, happens. And it was ripping me up. That's just me. So we gotta learn how to lament. We gotta die to our dreams without giving up on them. And here's the last thing. This is the one I want to take the longest on. That's not going to happen. We have to deem unsuccessful efforts as offerings, not failures.